Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm CC Gamer bringing you another video. And today, I want to talk to you guys about some topics that have been popping up lately. The things I'll be discussing here today in this video is some details regarding Sonic 4, Andrew Garfield getting all these interviews and telling them that he's not going to be in Spider-Man 4, and some details regarding Batman 2. Now, for Sonic 4, I will be getting into some spoilers here, so if you haven't seen the movie, strap in your seatbelts, because there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about. So, we all know, for those who've seen Sonic 3, that Eggman, Shadow sacrificed themselves to stop Gerald's weapon. At least that's what we thought. Because you stick around for the post-credit, at the end of the movie, you see Shadow regaining his golden bracelets for his arms, which confirmed that Shadow survived that explosion. And even recently, a quote from Jim Carrey doing an interview saying that he's open to be Eggman again in Sonic 4, which leaves us wondering, how could that possibly be true or come to be? Because that explosion could transfer him to a different planet, or it could take him to some possible time in the future or the past. And it's got us wondering, if they do plan on bringing Jim Carrey back for Eggman, how are they gonna make that possible? Because it seems like for most of us, Jim Carrey was one of the biggest successes for the Sonic movies, so not having him in one of those movies could bring a little downfall for the hype. And as for the story of Sonic 4, if you sticked around for the credit scenes, it is confirmed that Amy is the next character they're going to be introducing, and will possibly be a big part of Sonic 4, because not only did they show her, but they also showed Metal Sonic. And this could possibly lead up to what Paramount and Sega has been wanting to do for these movies, taking us to all of these different worlds that Sonic had on his map, and possibly having Sonic say goodbye to Tom and Maddie for a little while. But something to keep in mind is, when they first showed Sonic's home world, that was all CGI, so they gotta think, if we want to introduce these new worlds, it's gonna be much more expensive to make these movies than we would possibly think. And since they've already confirmed that Sonic 4 is in the works and is planning on getting a release date in spring 2027, you could see that they are excited to introduce Amy, and who knows, they could possibly do something like they did with Knuckles in the second movie, where they showed him in the trailer, but yet he wasn't really shown in the post-credits scene. To where, for the fourth film, you could possibly introduce Silver as well, just as a possibility. And also, no official word yet if they are doing a solo Shadow movie, but something else popped up regarding that with Eggman. Before the Gerald's weapon got destroyed in the explosion, Shadow could have possibly used his Chaos Control powers to teleport him and Eggman to a different planet, where that place could possibly be where Shadow picked up his golden bracelets. So that could be one way for them to bring back Jim Carrey is Shadow saved him before the weapon exploded, and they're just on a different planet. Now to talk about Andrew Garfield, and as we all know, we've been wanting Andrew Garfield to give us some news regarding Spider-Man 4, but no matter which interview he's on, he keeps on saying us that he's not going to be in Spider-Man 4. And right now, a part of me would want to believe that, because if you've seen my latest video we're talking about Spider-Man 4, the script is still having some issues, and it's hard to know whether Andrew and Tobey would return for Spider-Man 4 yet. But you gotta think, they gotta at least give Tom Holland the spotlight for the movie, because if they wanted to just bring back Tobey and Andrew, they should have just made a fourth and third movie for them. Because this is Tom Holland's world, so he's gotta be the person having the spotlight. And also, talking about Tom Holland, there also has been a quote from an interview that he's been on that is understandable, but for Tom Holland fans like me, it's a little bit to take in. He said that when he becomes a dad, he's gonna retire from acting and just disappear off the face of the earth. Now, for someone who understands actors, I can understand why he would say that, because when you have a family, you gotta at least have some time to like bond with the kids and have some time away from all of the acting stress. So, Tom Holland, if you're watching this, I totally respect your choice. If you retire from acting, I will still be a top fan for you, no matter what happens. And now, here to talk about Batman 2. Now, it is very sad to hear that they had to delay the movie another year. So now it's going to be released in 2027, along with Sonic 4 and possibly The Incredibles 3. So, but hearing these rumors or interviews with James Gunn and Matt Reeves, kind of like discussing more about what the story needs. Because a while back, they give us some options of what the villain could be for the movie, to where it could be Professor Pig, Hush, or Scarecrow. But I think James Gunn has just been looking at this script that Matt Reeves has made with his team, and they just say they gotta change the villain. Because now that James Gunn is part of the DC universe, it's gotta have a big impact, because if James Gunn doesn't get enough money from working with DCU on these projects, then I don't know what his future could be with helping the DCU making movies. But it seems like the villain that they have in mind right now for the villain would be Mr. Freeze. And if you've seen the end of the Penguin series, I sure as heck haven't, but I did hear from 3C Films, that at the end of the Penguin series, you see that there's snow falling down from the sky, and that could most likely be the reason why they could possibly pick Mr. Freeze, because, for one, a villain that no one really has seen so much in films. And that is one way to put it. But also make it so the story could be more interesting than just a Professor Pig who goes around capturing these victims and trying to make them perfect by messing them up. Hush, where he could be stealing faces and voices from victims to make it so his face becomes Bruce Wayne. Or Scarecrow, where he could do something similar to what he does in Arkham Knight. Try to make the city into a city of fear. Now, that would be interesting in real life, but Mr. Freeze could also be perfect for something like that as well. But all in all, that's all I have for you guys here today. Comment down below what you think of these 3 topics. And if you hadn't already, go down there, hit the thumbs up button, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time. See ya!